All right, everyone, this is a crazy custom Crybaby that I just came out with. I'm calling it the Balrog. Now, I make other Crybabies like the fully loaded Crybaby that has control knobs for different tonalities and mini toggle switches underneath the foot rocker. The Master Wah Nebula, which is a hand-wired, high-quality, vintage modern tune wah circuit that also has an expression pedal output. But what makes this Crybaby so crazy unique is the circuit is kind of a hybrid between Jimmy Page, Jimi Hendrix, Eddie Van Halen, Michael Schenker, and a little bit of ruckusaudio. This circuit is really unique, and I promise there's absolutely nothing like it on the market. So let me explain some of the circuitry before we get to the demo. So to achieve the Jimmy Page tonality, I went with a modification that the Vox Gray wah does, which allows you to have the full range of the foot rocker, which is actually a little bright. It has a lot of top end. So to counteract that, we ended up putting the Jimi Hendrix capacitor in here, which shifts the sweep range so it's not so high. Also, to help counteract some of the highs, the input capacitor has also been slightly raised. This capacitor right here is actually kind of a big value. This is something Eddie Van Halen did on his Crybabies. This trims a little bit of the highs after the filter circuit, so it allows the Crybaby to work normally, if you will, and kind of just trims a little bit of the highs at the end. The mid-range has been expanded, so usually you have your bass, mid, and treble frequencies going, and what you hear is a narrow bandwidth as we sweep through our frequencies. What I did is I widened that mid-range right there, so it's not so pointed, it's wide like that. So you hear more guitar, there's more clarity, and it's not so pointed when we sweep through the frequencies like that. That'll give, again, clarity, but also gives you a really good cocked wah sound, since your sound won't be so thin. It's a little bit wider, more natural sounding. Let's see, what else did we do to this circuit? You'll notice that there's two different transistors. Q1 has a BC109 vintage style transistor. This is going to give us that vintage tone and feel. Q2 has a high output modern transistor, and this is going to give us modern day output, so we don't have to boost anything else in the circuit. Last but not least, the power section has been modified as well. The anti-reverse polarity diode has been removed, and the power resistor has been replaced with a jumper resistor. This allows the pedal to run on its full 9-volt potential, so it has a little extra goodness in the tone. I also replaced the capacitor right here. This is also part of the power section. It's the same value, but instead of that tiny little puny capacitor, I put a nice one in here. I happen to be an audiophile, and audiophiles believe that the tone matters when it comes from the power section. Our circuit here runs on power, so if you have nasty dirty power, you're going to get nasty dirty tone. So even the power section has been redone on this one. We have a red phasal inductor, true bypass, and underglow red lighting. I stock these pedals. These will always be in stock, the master wah and the fully loaded. This is going to be a made-to-order custom, so you can email me and order it in any color you like. This is just an example. I have different color treads, different color lights, different color paint. So you pick the color, I build it. Let's hear what it sounds like.
Wow.